Romance in the spotlight, King Frederik and Queen Mary reveal their tender side on Unforgettable royal tour. Welcome to BNews. For years, King Frederik and Queen Mary of Denmark have stood as a shining example of royal duty, composure, and grace. Yet, during their most recent royal tour, the beloved monarchs offered the world a rare, intimate glimpse into their deep affection for one another, a romantic side of the couple that left both the public and the press utterly enchanted. Throughout their journey, from dazzling state dinners to charming street walkabouts, they reminded everyone watching why their love story continues to inspire millions. Before we delve into the tender moments and symbolic gestures that defined this remarkable royal tour, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and hit the notification bell for all our latest royal insights. And tell us in the comments, what do you think is the secret to Frederik and Mary's enduring bond? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's dive into the story of Denmark's most romantic royal tour yet. The Danish royal tour, which spanned several days across the vibrant cities and serene countryside of Northern Europe, began like many others, with pomp, ceremony, and the kind of grandeur befitting a king and queen. Yet, from the very first moment they stepped off the plane, something felt different. Hand in hand, exchanging warm smiles, King Frederik and Queen Mary immediately drew attention with their relaxed and affectionate demeanor. It was clear to all onlookers, from dignitaries to schoolchildren, that this was more than just another official engagement. Observers noted how Frederik, often seen as the more reserved of the two, seemed especially attentive to his wife. He offered his hand to help her down steps, whispered into her ear during ceremonies, and even shared a few quiet laughs amid the formal proceedings. Such small but meaningful gestures didn't go unnoticed. In fact, they became the defining theme of the tour. One of the first major events on their itinerary was a grand state dinner hosted in their honor. Cameras captured Frederik and Mary arriving arm in arm, exchanging tender glances and walking with a kind of unspoken rhythm that only a couple deeply in sync could convey. Inside the glittering ballroom, they were seated side by side, occasionally leaning in to share private words amid the clinking of glasses and the polite chatter of diplomats. Royal commentators noted how Mary, resplendent in a midnight blue gown and tiara, seemed more radiant than ever. Yet it was her smile, especially when looking at her husband, that seemed to light up the entire room. Guests later remarked that the couple's affection appeared utterly genuine, unaffected by the formal setting, as if they were simply enjoying each other's company no matter the audience. Their romantic connection wasn't limited to formal events. During a walkabout in a bustling town square, the king and queen strolled hand in hand through cheering crowds, stopping to greet locals, accept flowers, and even pose for selfies. At one moment, a child handed Mary a handmade heart-shaped card. She showed it to Frederik, who smiled warmly and placed his hand over his heart, a gesture that drew applause from the onlookers and warmed the hearts of millions watching on social media. Perhaps the most touching moment of all came during a visit to a historic cathedral. As they entered the grand hall, they paused, and Frederik quietly reached for Mary's hand, giving it a reassuring squeeze. Observers described the scene as nothing short of cinematic, the two silhouetted by stained glass light, completely absorbed in the moment and in each other. Throughout the tour, their romantic displays never felt forced or performative. Instead, they seemed like natural extensions of a relationship built on deep trust and affection. Qualities that have defined their story since the day they met. Royal watchers noted that even after 2 decades of marriage, raising 4 children, and navigating the pressures of public life, Frederik and Mary remain as devoted to each other as ever. It's worth remembering how far they've come. Mary Donaldson, once a marketing executive from Australia, met Crown Prince Frederik at a pub during the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Their love story, which blossomed quietly and against many odds, has long captured the imagination of royal fans around the world. This tour seemed to reaffirm that magic, proof that their fairy tale is still alive and thriving. The symbolism of this tour was not lost on the Danish public. Coming just months after Frederik's ascension to the throne, it was a critical moment to project confidence and unity, not just as monarchs, but as a couple. By openly displaying their affection, they sent a powerful message that their partnership remains the foundation of their reign. Media coverage of the tour was overwhelmingly positive. Headlines praised their genuine warmth, captivating chemistry, and modern love story. Social media buzzed with admiration, with hashtags like #RoyalRomance and #Frederik and Mary trending globally. Fans shared clips of them laughing together, walking side by side, and even exchanging playful whispers during official speeches. Some royal commentators have suggested that this openness reflects a deliberate choice to modernize the monarchy's image. In an era when authenticity is prized, Frederik and Mary's willingness to show their true selves, their love, their humanity, may well help secure the future of the Danish crown in the hearts of a younger generation. Others see it as something even simpler: two people who, despite immense responsibility and scrutiny, remain each other's greatest source of strength and joy. For the Danish people, that example of steadfast love in the face of life's pressures is both inspiring and reassuring. Even as their schedule grew busier, with back-to-back meetings, speeches, and engagements, the couple never faltered in their connection. At one event, after delivering a moving address about cultural exchange and cooperation, Frederik stepped off stage and immediately found Mary in the crowd. They exchanged a quiet smile that spoke volumes about their shared pride in each other. Photographers captured dozens of similar candid moments throughout the tour, Frederik adjusting Mary's shawl on a chilly evening, Mary brushing lint from his jacket before a photo, the two sharing a laugh over an inside joke as they left a reception. The Danish press, often reserved in its royal coverage, devoted entire front pages to these moments, calling the tour a triumph of love and leadership. Editorials praised the king and queen not only for their diplomatic success but also for reminding the nation of what truly matters: family, connection, and love. Even international media outlets took notice, with British, French, and Australian newspapers running feature stories about the couple's enduring romance. One columnist summed it up perfectly: "In a world hungry for authenticity, Frederik and Mary have shown that even in the highest office, love remains the most powerful force of all." As the tour concluded and the royal couple boarded their flight home to Copenhagen, they paused at the steps of the plane for one last wave to the waiting crowd. But before turning to ascend, Frederik slipped his arm around Mary's waist, and she leaned into him, a final, quiet affirmation of everything they had shown the world during this unforgettable journey. For the Danish people, it was a fitting end to a tour that reminded them not just of their king and queen's commitment to their country, but of their commitment to each other. The story of King Frederik and Queen Mary's romantic royal tour is more than just a series of photo ops and speeches. It's a testament to the enduring power of love, even in the most public of lives. It's a reminder that behind the crowns and titles are two people who still look at each other with the same warmth they did over 20 years ago. And that, perhaps, is the real magic of monarchy, not just the tradition it preserves, but the humanity it reveals. We'll continue to follow their story and bring you all the latest updates here on BNews. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think King Frederik and Queen Mary's openness and romantic displays help strengthen the monarchy's connection with the people? And what does their example say about love in the modern age? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We can't wait to hear from you. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to BNews, and stay tuned for more exclusive stories from inside the royal world.